Cool. Well, hi, Lily. My name is Claire Peterson. I'm with KPAX, which is a TV station in Missoula, Montana. I don't know if you remember from your days over here.
I never had cable TV or like TV when I lived there, but I do remember KPAX.
Okay, well, I'll take that as a compliment. That's good. Cool. Well, we can just get right into it if you don't have any questions for me. I'm sure you've gotten a lot of these today. But yeah, so I was just kind of curious, growing up in rural Montana and Browning and the Blackfeet Indian Reservation and everything like that, having this big spotlight on you now, what does it mean for to you to be able to kind of use that spotlight to shine a light on Browning and northern Montana and these rural communities and things like that?
I mean, having this moment, it's a lot for one person to hold. It's a lot of history, it's a lot of representation. It's a lot that this film is saying. And I just always think back to just when I was doing my first plays, Missoula Children's Theater, rolling through with the little red truck and giving, my goofy little self this outlet. Just this pent up creative energy had an outlet, and how immediately my community identified that and embraced it and would tell my parents. My parents encouraged me so much. The first time they saw me do Cinderella, I was playing one of the evil stepsisters. But I walked out on stage and we watched in the video, everybody cracked up because my hair is all crazy and I've got this nuts clown looking suit and makeup on. But just how my parents said they looked at each other then and like, is that our kid? It's like they didn't recognize me. They said I disappeared into that. And I felt that, and the way that everybody kept saying back then, oh, we're going to see her in Hollywood someday. Like, I think a lot of small town Montana kids who are creative know what that feels like. It's like your community just roots for you. And when you're good at something, there's a lot of pride that's taken in you. And then, particularly where I come from, it's like just embedded in us culturally. When kids are good at something, you just encourage that because it benefits everybody. So, yeah, it's any spotlight that I'm holding. I'm not just one person. We're all many people. We're all the community that we come from. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that early childhood support and, people just really, really encouraging me along this path. I probably would have given up on it a long time ago.
Yeah, definitely. I love the Missoula Children's Theater. Love, love, love. Everybody there is just always so awesome.
Right.
Um, and speaking of, the Missoula Children's Theater and just like kids in Montana who are kind of trying to follow in your footsteps, I loved hearing how you kind of made time to speak to students at the University of Montana with your busy schedule this year. And you worked as a educator with the Roxy, Theater Academy and all that. What is like teaching Montana kids kind of what you've learned? What does that mean to you? And why is it so important that you've kind of built it into your schedule, I suppose?
Because it built me, it's always built into my schedule because that's where it started. Like, I know what it is to grow up in, a rural community. And I know every rural community in Montana has different like relationships like this. And I know reservations especially feel it. It's if there's any kind of a semblance of an arts program, it's because somebody has taken the initiative to put it there. And to, moving to Seattle when I was in middle school and going to middle school and high school there, it was amazing to me how just handed everybody was, like the arts education, the access to an entire instrument room where you could just check one out from the instrument library, or just the wealth disparity, where it was just there was access in this little suburban school that I would go to. And I just remember being so blown away by that because of how tooth and nail you have to fight for it when it's just not there in the curriculum. So I just remember how much it meant to me when MCT would come through and, taking up some of these opportunities to do media storytelling workshops and, filmmaking camps with kids, theater camps with kids in rural Montana locations. It's like I know in every single one of those classes, there's a little me somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. And then also, just your time at UM, you kind of talked about how they taught you behind the scenes and in front of the scenes things, and you kind of made you a well-rounded actress. Can you talk a little bit more about that and the unique kind of education experience that UM was able to provide you, and how that kind of has helped your success?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I chose UM over going to an East Coast school. I was, of course, like any theater kid, had Juilliard in my mind, had NYU, the Tisch School in my mind. Um, every one of these programs was so outstanding because of this conservatory approach that they took. So when I did, but I was also so just in my bones lonely for Montana. I'd been in the city long enough. So I came back. It ended up being that after one campus visit to UM, seeing what the theater program was there, that it did take on this really well-rounded, full conservatory approach for the actor, but then also built into the curriculum. It's like you learn how to hang lights, you learn how to do wardrobe, you learn how to do your own makeup, you learn writing, directing. All of those things made me a better actor because, kind of like being a member of any community, you're a part of a whole, something that's making something happen. And the more respect you have for the job that other people have, the more knowledge you have about it, you just kind of understand. You understand how to be a part, how to be a player in a much bigger circle. And media arts was the same way. When I was there, it was a fledgling program. It was the first class going through media arts at UM. But pretty early on, I was identified by UM Media Arts as being a camera-friendly actor. So I was doing a lot of that there. And when I left UM, I felt miles ahead of where I probably would have been if I'd come out of like the Tisch school and had gone right into the New York acting circle, because I left school with a full reel. A lot of actors, when they move to New York or Los Angeles or whatever, like spend years just getting enough roles together to have a reel to show what they can do. I graduated with that. So I found literally everything that I wanted in an arts program at UM. It was at home, and I could also double major at the time, minor in Native American studies. At the time in 2004, it was the only standalone Native American studies program in the country. And that was really important to me too. And yeah, it kind of sealed it when Davidson Honors College accepted me as well, and just felt like exactly the right place. And turns out it was. And that's one thing I definitely want to also highlight is a lot of the people who graduated from our class who moved to New York and LA found a lot more momentum in their careers when they decided to move back to Montana. There's everything is everywhere. I think when you have the hometown advantage, it really does help. If you can be where you're known, where you're familiar, and where you want to build something, like building the film community and the theater community in Montana was a very, very fulfilling thing through my 20s. It's I found a lot of purpose doing that. And then it just so happened the right production rolled through the state one day that just kind of set me on the trajectory that I'm on now. So you don't need to leave home. Like truly, Hollywood is everywhere but LA now. You can, if you have a passion for it, you just find a way to do it. And there's absolutely, Montanans know how to make it happen if they want to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm glad that you kind of have those hometown roots still. That's awesome. Cool. Is there anything else you feel like you want to say about Montana? I know you kind of have to go to your next thing, but yeah.
Yeah, just say hello to my res, say hello to all my friends. I'm repping some Montana native designers. Got Elias Not Afraid, and I've got Roses.
Oh, awesome.
Just I miss it very much. I can't wait to come back soon.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I hope you get to come home soon. Get a little bit of a break.
Probably late at the end of next month. I should be popping around a little bit.
Okay, there you go. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Nice to meet you, and I appreciate you making the time. I hope that the rest of your day goes pretty smoothly and not too tiring or anything. So,
It's so good
okay.
to talk to you, Claire. Thank you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. All right, bye.